Hey everybody, it's your girl DJ with Playing for Keys podcast, and today I have a special guest, Mystro. He is a creative out here in Atlanta, podcaster, filmmaker, artist. I am doing good. So before we dive into the Atlanta Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story, I want to learn more about you. Tell me a little bit just about you and what you got going on and what you're doing out here in the city.
In 2000, I say 2018 through 2020, because I got separated from my ex-wife in 2014. Our divorce was finalized 2015, but I spent 3 years working on myself. So I started back dating again in 2017.
Okay.
So I had my stuff together. So I'm thinking I'm going on dates with people that have their stuff together. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I got like 3 chicks that I brought groceries for, but I met them on date apps, and they talking. We having a good conversation. Everything cool. I'll tell you about one of them. She was like, yeah, we can go out, we can hang out. And I was like, she's like, I need to stop by my house. And I was like, cool. And then we at her house, and I'm like, you got some water, something to drink? And she was like, yeah, look in the refrigerator. And I look in the refrigerator, and I was like, there ain't nothing in here. It's like just, it's just like the water and some milk. And then she's like, yeah, I don't really got no food at all. And I was like, you ain't got no food, not even the cabinet? She opened her cabinets. All the cabinets was bare. And I was like, and she was like, she's like, yeah, I'm just really struggling. I was like, but that ain't what you had on your profile. On your profile, you had it together. And she had lied on her profile.
What did she
On
say?
the profile, she said she was 36, but in reality, she was 43. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, man, look, I'm going to take you to the store and get you some groceries, but this is going to be the last time you see me.
Hey everybody, it's your girl DJ with Playing for Keys podcast, and today I have a special guest, Mystro. He is a creative out here in Atlanta, podcaster, filmmaker, artist. I am doing good. So before we dive into the Atlanta Dating Chronicles, where you give a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story, I want to learn more about you. Tell me a little bit just about you and what you got going on and what you're doing out here in the city.
I'm gonna give the story. I'm gonna just give the raw version. I came to Atlanta to get stuff popping and change my life around. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
I was a creative back home, but I kept on getting in trouble. You feel me? So, I was just doing my things in the streets, hustling, but I knew I had other gifts that I should be using. And then after a while, I seemed to just kept getting locked up. And I was like, as long as I'm in this environment, I'm not going to be able to use my gifts. So I'm like, I'm moving to another state. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 songs on the radio back home, but I still was like in the streets. You know what I'm saying? And you know what that come with. And I was like, I'm not going to survive this, because I'm like, either they're going to catch me on something I can't get out of, or I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, I'm going to just take my money and I'm going to go to Atlanta and I'm going to really flesh out my creativity. You know what I'm saying?
Did I catch this correct? Is that?
It's a music note.
No. Oh, okay. It's a music note. Okay.
Yeah, I got a music note and then I got cross on.
I'm thinking now. Oh, I thought that was the tear. Okay, my bad.
Nah, music note. So I got a bunch of music tattoos, but I was like, like the last time I got locked up back home, I had wrote some songs while I was locked up, and I was like, man, I can't have this life where I'm just writing songs and writing film ideas, but I never can get them out to the world because I'd be locked up. So I was like, I got to change. So leaving that situation to come into Georgia with all these other creatives and being around people like me changed my whole life.
That's what's up. Yeah. So let me ask you this. How does one who's creative and has all these ideas end up being in the streets?
Basically, I caught a gun charge when I was 21 and nobody wired me. So I just like, I'm not going to just be out here a bum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I turned to a hustler, the weed man, the DVD man, the pill man, whatever. I got it.
But before you caught the gun charge, I'm pretty sure you were creative also back then. And did you have like big dreams and wanting to do big things?
Yeah.
So how did the street life get a hold of you?
It was just one of, and then being from Indianapolis, it's not like Atlanta. It's not that many opportunities. Like when I was performing, I was rapping, but it's different when you're in Indianapolis. Like nobody that can put you on really can come see you. You know what I'm saying? It's like no ARs there, A&Rs there. They start charging us to be on the radio. We couldn't afford, because at first they used to let us get on the radio for free. They play underground artists at like 11 o'clock at night. But then it's like, now y'all got to pay $500 for a spin. So it was like, I'm like, dang, I can't really get nothing popping here. So all I got is the streets. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
was the streets was that a big thing? Like when growing up, was the gang life really a huge thing, or doesn't? How did you get sucked into that? I'm
like
curious.
I said, just for money.
Just for money?
Nobody would hire me. Like I was trying to fill out
So,
applications.
so you joined gang life after you caught
Nah,
the
I
gun
was never a
charge.
gang member. I was just a hustler.
Okay,
My
so
people, the artists that I rap with, they was on some gang shit. I was just
oh,
stand on the corner and sell stuff. I was never a gang member. Nah, I'm
got
cool.
you,
I'm cool.
got you. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you just being a hustler is kind of what kind of introduced you to that life, and
Yeah, and stuff that
Got you.
come with it. People don't
Stuff-
like get off my corner type. You know what I'm saying? Or you sold? Did you smash my girl? No, I'm just selling the weed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or it came with just weird stuff. You feel me? I just kept getting caught up in these weird situations. I got my house broke into. Both my cars got broke into. One night I was performing. Got robbed at gunpoint a couple times for ounces. Like it just got. I was like, I gotta go. I gotta leave.
got you.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Yeah.
Okay, but it sounds like you was doing all that before 21, before you hit the gun charge.
Nah, this is after.
And after, so
Before that, I had 9 to 5. I worked at FedEx and everything.
So, oh my God. So, okay. So, was the gun charge? So, you weren't doing no street stuff. You just got hit with the gun charge.
What happened? How did I get? Oh, dude was talking crazy about my ex-girlfriend. He was talking crazy about me to her. And it was like a Saturday and I was heated. I had the strap on me and I just went over there and we ended up jumping that dude. And the gun actually fell out my pocket and it went off and hit the ground. But they told the police that I shot at him. You feel me?
Oh, wow.
And that's what I got charged with. Yeah.
Wow. And this was your ex-girlfriend.
One of my exes. I got 5 exes. I got 4 ex-girlfriends and 1 ex-wife, and I'm currently in a relationship now.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So, I'm going to fast forward just kind of a little bit to what do you have today as far as a funny, crazy, or lesson learned dating story? I know on the form you put a lot of different things. Delusional baddies. What else did you put?
Girls that have enough
sabotagers.
food.
Girl not having no food, but dating. What story do you have for us today? I'm curious to hear about your dating experiences.
Okay, a lot of this happened in 2000. I say 2018 through 2020, because I got separated from my ex-wife in 2014. Our divorce was finalized 2015, but I spent 3 years working on myself. So I started back dating again in 2017.
Okay.
So I had my stuff together. So I'm thinking I'm going on dates with people that have their stuff together. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I got like 3 chicks that I brought groceries for. But I met them on date apps, and they talking. We having a good conversation. Everything cool. I'll tell you about one of them. She was like, yeah, we can go out, we can hang out. And I was like, she's like, I need to stop by my house. And I was like, cool. And then we at her house, and I'm like, you got some water, something to drink? And she was like, yeah, look in the refrigerator. And I looked in the refrigerator, and I was like, there ain't nothing in here. It's like just, it's just like the water and some milk. And then she's like, yeah, I don't really got no food at all. And I was like, you ain't got no food, not even the cabinet? She opened her cabinets, all the cabinets was bare. And I was like, and she was like, she's like, yeah, I'm just really struggling. I was like, but that ain't what you had on your profile. On your profile, you had it together. And she had lied on her profile.
What did she
On
say?
the profile, she said she was 36, but in reality, she was 43. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, man, look, I'm going to take you to the store and get you some groceries, but this is going to be the last time you see me. Because you just started off with too many lies, and I just didn't trust it.
Gotcha. So when you were out there dating on the dating apps, what did you look for?
Somebody that wanted to be serious.
How did you differentiate people who wanted to be serious and people who didn't want to be serious?
Well, that's the problem I found out. Like, most people didn't want to be serious. I think most girls on the apps just wanted help. They didn't really want a real relationship.
That's what I'm here. That's what I've heard a lot of guys say that I've talked to. So how did you spot that out, like, while, like, in the dating phase with women?
Because they end up usually asking me for some money. Like, I'm like, oh, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? We go out to dinner. But then after that, they be just asking for money, asking for rides, asking to help pay this, pay that. Or like, before I can go on a date with you, I need you to send me this amount of money. It's always a weird situation. And it's like they never really took a time to really get to know me enough to even ask me for the amount of money they was asking for. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we just now meet. You can't just ask me for like $300. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or even
wow.
$100 to me. Somebody I just met is like, it's crazy to me.
Got you. So when is a good space, like a good amount of time for a woman to start asking you for money, or when would you feel comfortable enough to want to help a woman?
If she's my girlfriend.
I mean, that's what they tell women too. Like, don't be giving up this and that until not even that. It's actually marriage, but
Yeah. Because I used to tell them, I'm like, y'all, you asking me to do stuff. You want girlfriend treatment, and we just met. Like, I go ham for my girl, but not you. Still a stranger to me. You know what I'm saying? And like most of them are starting off with lies, like saying they had a car, didn't have a car. Say they had a place to stay, didn't have a place to stay. And I like you shouldn't be even. It's people out here looking for something real. And y'all here playing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I was married for 5 years with the same one for 7.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we didn't work out, I like being married more than I like just being in the streets, dating random people all the time. So I was looking for my next wife.
Yeah.
They looking for, I don't know what they was looking for. Just something to play around, I don't know, but it was frustrating.
Okay. So how did you transition out of that? Like from women like that to finding women who were serious? Like, because sometimes it's us too, like how we pick them, how we, kind of present ourselves. Was there anything that you changed to just transition from, like, just running into these type of women to actually dating women who wanted something serious?
No, I think I just got lucky. I just kept going on the app, and then one day I met my girlfriend.
It's definitely a numbers game. So you wouldn't say nothing. You didn't change nothing. You didn't tweak something. You didn't look out for certain signs. You didn't do any of that.
Because my bio was 100% correct, no lies.
Yeah, you could have been telling the truth, but you get on the phone with a girl or y'all FaceTiming or Google, whatever people do for video, and you talking to them and you getting to know them before you enter that first date.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't tweak anything. You just continued to do what you was doing and run into those people and just.
Nah, I just was myself. Like, you can tell to me, what a woman says, what she want out of life or what she's ready for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when I met my girlfriend now, we've been together 2 years, and we have a 5-month-old daughter together. But she was talking right in our first conversation. And don't get me wrong, I'm a man. If you talking like a fun girl, I'm like, okay, just another fun girl. I'm going to just have some fun with you. Then I'm probably going to keep it moving. But my girl was talking like she's looking for something real, something serious. And had been married before. She's divorced. And so we kind of clicked on that. And
Got you. I have a question. Like you said, you was looking for something serious, and you noticed the fun girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why entertain the fun girl if you know you don't want to give out money, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that? Why even entertain her?
Because you can't, as a man, I don't think you can go that long without sex.
What and why is that? Why you think the self-control?
Well, especially if you're not used to going long. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you a dude that's been in relationships or always had somebody, like, you're not about to go that long without sex, I don't think.
You don't think?
Nah.
Do you think, because I know I've heard other men talk about when you learn self-control and you can go without sex, it helps you with your creativity. It helps you push harder, like business-wise, all of that stuff. Would you agree with that or would you disagree with that?
No, I agree with it because I told you I spent 3 years working on myself.
Yeah.
And I went a whole year without sex. And the very next year, I got nominated for Hustler of the Year at the Underground Hip Hop Awards. And I was like, that's because I was really just making T-shirts, doing videos, photography, and I really was celibate for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? So I already did that. Now I'm back out here. I'm like, yo, I got.
So you can't have self-control for the woman you know you ain't gonna be serious with.
I mean, it wasn't just me. Like they would be on it. Like they would come over and like try to bust it open. Or
It's not me focusing on you or men having sex in general. I'm just saying for you, you said you wanted something serious, but then you were entertaining the fun girls at the same time. So that's what I mean by what energy were you putting out there for women to feel like, oh, well, I can ask him for money or I can just do this and that.
I thought it was an Atlanta thing. I thought
everybody always
say, and they say that's how girls treat them. They always ask me for money the first conversation.
I'm really big on. I hate generalizations, and I know that that's a big thing. Where
but
they'll
it's
say
not like
all
this back home. Like back home, females didn't just off top ask you to get their nails done, get their hair done, and pay their rent. Like, but when I came down here, it was like normal. I was like, what's the hell going on? I was like, shit, something changed. I was only in a relationship for 7 years.
7 years is a long time.
Yeah, I was like, the world done changed since I was been
Yeah,
in these
the
streets.
culture done progressed to something wild and crazy. But
Yeah.
but I always, but when men ask that, because there's a lot of women out here in Atlanta that are getting it. You get what I'm saying? So what is your type? What do you like? Or what did you like back then? What was the difference between the girl that you with now versus the girl that you're with? What's the difference between the fun girls and then your girl now?
Like I said, she wanted to build something with somebody. I don't hear a lot of females talking like that. You feel me? And I'm like, I don't know. It was just something where I feel like I could trust her.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
What type of environments was she like kind of around versus, would you say, the fun girls?
She been around entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? So I own Innovative Media LLC. I owned a t-shirt shop for 4 years here in Georgia. So I think she understood me more than them. Because, like, if you tell a fun girl you're a graphic designer, they don't give a fuck. Or you video, like, but the stuff I was telling her I was doing, she was supportive and excited about.
Yeah.
They was like, anyway, is we smoking or not? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, I'm trying to take it to this level. But they don't really care about what I'm on. I think that's what it was. I think she cared more about where I was trying to get to.
Got you.
Then, because like I said, they was never really asking me questions about what I do. It was just surface. You know what I'm saying? So she was more like deep. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure out like what you want to do, where you want to take it. Do you need help? Who's helping you? Like those kind of questions made me take her serious.
Got you. And I guess I'm going back. I'm assuming that because you were looking for something serious, that's why you ended up gravitating towards her. So let me ask you this: because men will find women like that, but then they still go for the fun girl, and then they'll complain about how all women are this and how all women are that. Why do you think men tend to? Because a lot of men do tend to ignore the girl who would support, who would do. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. Anytime I found a girl to support me, because I know my dreams and goals was lofty since I was 18.
Yeah.
So any chick that supported me, I handcuffed them ASAP. Whether it worked out in a year or two, I don't know. I don't pass them up. Why some men do, I have no idea. But anybody that's down for where I'm trying to go, like I need that support. So I usually cuffed.
Got
you. Know what I'm saying? ASAP.
Got you. So when you talk about relationship, when you talk about sabotagers, where did that come from? What experience did you have?
Well, and it's crazy. That's why I don't deal with Geminis no more, because they both were Geminis. You a Gemini?
I'm an Aries. I got a cough. So
okay. Well, both of them, we was getting along splendidly, but they had, like, when we started getting to the point where it was getting, like, serious, they just start accusing me of stuff that I wasn't doing. Like, literally, like, blatantly accusing me, like one time, one girl called me up at like 1 o'clock and answered the phone. She's like, "Why you acting like you sleep? I know you got a bitch over there." I was like, "That's the second time you did that. Why are you calling me this late?" I was like, I work hard. I'm asleep by like 11:30. I wake up at 7. I do a lot of stuff. And then it's like she kept doing that. And next thing I know, I was like, damn, I thought we was going to be something, but I got to cut this off.
Why did you think you was going to be something? Would you say you were the type to also like to try to save people or save women, or maybe they came from a horrible situation and then they get with you and you try to turn things around?
No, not unless I could really feel like I could trust them. Then I would try to help them out. But normally, no. Normally, I would never deal with somebody that ain't have their life together at all.
So how did you end up with somebody who was so untrustworthy? Did she tell you about her like past experiences and maybe why she was accused? Yeah, why she was accusing you like that and sabotaging the relationship?
Yeah, she got done dirty by like her last 2 dudes, and I think she never dealt with that trauma.
Yeah.
So it's just, she's like, you can't be this consistent. You can't be, in her head, I think she's like looking for something.
Yeah.
Looking for something to go wrong.
Yeah.
Both of them, I felt like that, because both of them, the second one told me she loved me on like our second date. I was like, that's way too fast. That's kind of scary. But I was like, you got potential. And then she did the same thing. Like, the closer we got, the more she got combative. And I'm like, man.
What does potential look like to you?
Well, I feel like it's something I can work with. You feel me? Like you got potential because I'm a dream chaser. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a free spirit. So I can recognize somebody that's kind of like me. I'm like, oh, we probably can get along. You know what I'm saying? We probably can travel together. We probably can get some money together. I don't know. Just me as a hustler, I can recognize certain things about a person. Because as a hustler, I always study people to see what if I can sell them something. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of stuff for sale. I always have. Even when I was like in school, I would sell pencils. I would sell candy. Like, so I study people, and then sometimes I just peep a female, and I was like, okay, me and her can pull some stuff off. And I'll be like, that's, for me, that's potential for what I'm looking for what I'm trying to do with my life.
Got you. So the fact that when these women would tell you they done been through these traumatic experiences, and then they give you the sign of they feel like you might be the same as those men. Did it push you to want to prove that you weren't like these other people?
Just pushed me away.
It pushed
hurt my feelings.
It pushed you away and hurt your feelings? Yeah. How long did you stay with, at least one of them, how long did you stay with them?
Both of them, we never got past a month. We was talking we was talking, you know, but you talk every day.
Yeah.
Like when you wake up, we talking. During the day, you talking. You go to sleep on the phone. Like, it was them type. So I'm like, this is something comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. And then we spent time together. We went on a couple of dates, both of them. And everything was fine. And then it just turned into, no, we don't trust you. I'm like, all right.
Got you. Okay, so they only lasted a month. Okay, so it's not like you were dealing with them for long periods of time.
No, I never even got to handcuff them or nothing like that. It was just like, we were just like kicking it on a cool level. And like I said, I felt like it was starting to get serious. And that's when they would sabotage it.
Got you. So what advice would you give to women who tend to do that or have trust issues? The
same advice I give to my girl now. She's been through a lot of hurt in her past relationships. I tell her she got to really deal with that trauma before she can rock with me. Because, like I said, I took time off of not dealing with nobody for 3 whole years.
Got you.
To get over the fact that my marriage didn't work, find out like where I want to go, what I want to do, who I want to be. I dealt with my trauma, but I feel like a lot of people start dating and they ain't deal with the trauma and hurt from their past relationships. And I think that's where a lot of people mess up.
Got you. And then as far as like when you were in your marriage, like what lesson would you say you learned when you took that break before you jumped back into the dating pool?
Deal with your trauma just so you don't put it on somebody else. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I've had exes in the past that I thought would be wife material, but it didn't work. But I learned something from each relationship. And I felt like even in my marriage, I think I had some trauma left over from the previous relationship that I really didn't deal with before I asked my ex-wife to marry me. And going through that process, even talking to her, even after we got divorced, we had a long conversation. And she admitted she had a lot of stuff she didn't deal with. I was like, damn, I had stuff I didn't deal with. We realized we didn't communicate how we really felt about a lot of stuff. And I was like, damn, I can't take this into the situation with the next person.
Gotcha.
So let me just fall back and do the work on myself and come back better. And that's what I tried to do. So.
Got you. So how did you come from? So what do you do now to work on your communication? Or is it still a struggle for you?
I don't know if my communication, well, see, it's different when you're in it, you might not realize that you not being a good enough communicator. Cause I thought I was being a good enough communicator, but when she opened up about some stuff that she didn't like, and I was like, oh, well, I didn't know you felt that way. If I knew you felt that way, I would have did this. And it was vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that, like my girl would tell you now, if she's here, if she's sitting right there, I was like, boo, what do I always say? She's going to be like, everything's a conversation. Because that's how I am. Because I was like, what you don't reveal, you can't heal. So whatever's wrong with her, whatever she's feeling, everything is a conversation. We can talk about everything. It don't matter what it is. We got to talk about it. And that's how she is. Like,
that's dope.
Yeah, it's like we have to have them, like, even if it's embarrassing, even if it might hurt me, we got to talk about it. Because some stuff you'd be surprised how much it's better if you talk about it. Because you don't want to find out some shit from somebody else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That'd be the worst. You hear me?
Yeah. For real, like, even if, like, she cheated on me, I was like, we could talk about it. Let's have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Anything. If you having health issues that's embarrassing, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's how we are. We talk about everything together, and then it just works. It works for us. But she was already a good communicator because she has a master's in psychology. You know what I'm saying?
Got you, yeah. So would you say she taught you more as far as communication? Would you say that you from your past relationships that taught you to be a better communicator?
No, I taught her.
Really? With her having a degree in psychology?
Because she was with a dude for 10 years, but he didn't really, basically from what I understand, he really didn't listen to her. But he got like multiple baby mamas. He one of them dudes that kind of just move around a lot and just do a lot. But she was like, he don't really listen to her. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm a good listener. You feel me? Just make sure you telling me stuff.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So I think for a while she thought like, I'm not gonna tell him nothing because he's not gonna listen. He's not gonna care. He's not gonna do about it because the last dude didn't listen or care. So she kind of was bottling up stuff. And then I showed her. I was like, and she was like, well, I thought she was gonna be way more mad about that. I was like, yeah, you got to give me a chance. Don't assume how I'm gonna feel. Just tell me and let me work through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
how you build tolerance for that? Because I know it's hard for a lot of women to talk to a lot of men about stuff. Were you always that way where people could just come to you or your girlfriends could just come to you? Or did you have to kind of learn to build tolerance and kind of put your feelings to the side to hear your partner out?
Nah, I was always open to talk to people. Like I said, when I used to stand on the corner, sometimes it would be, you know how it is when you're just outside, and sometimes it's slow and people might be over here. I was on the corner with prostitutes, other drug dealers, and they just start opening up and telling me all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think for some reason people always felt comfortable talking to me or telling me stuff, and I never made them feel. I even had a friend tell me that, like, I could tell you anything because you never make me feel embarrassed about it. So I think I got that from my mother.
Okay.
My mother's a preacher's wife. So a lot of people at the church was putting their problems, telling my mother her problems, and she would try to help them. You know what I'm saying? And they was always like, we can talk to your mother about anything. And I think I got that from her. I just be like, oh, you're going through this? Okay. It's not embarrassing. It's like, it's life.
Yeah.
If people were more open, I think the world would be a better place because people holding in, they scared to talk about how they really feel, especially dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they end up bottling in, and they just have so much pent-up aggression and anger, they end up doing something dumb and getting themselves tricked off the streets. So I like, nah, you got to talk about that stuff. You got to talk about everything.
That's a bad. Okay, I'm going to dive into these questions that I like to ask my guests.
Okay.
See what we got. Now, first one for you. What is something you have tolerated in the past that you won't tolerate anymore?
Nothing.
Nothing. So everything that you have tolerated in the past, you still would tolerate today?
Nah, I never tolerated nothing.
You never tolerated?
If I liked it, if it was like that devious, I'm out. Like, I'm ghost. Because I feel like if you in somebody's life and you serious, I feel like you're a blessing. And if they do something disrespectful to you, and I don't like to find out. If I got to find out from somebody else, I'm definitely gone. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I never tolerated, like, if I had to find out from somebody else.
So you've never,
I never gave them a second chance.
Oh, okay. So would you say you've never had issues with setting boundaries, none of that stuff?
What you mean setting boundaries?
Just setting boundaries, like maybe in a relationship, even friendships or whatever case may be, maybe there's something you don't like, right? And they cross it. But maybe you didn't tell them that. Like having issues with setting boundaries in any type of way because maybe you liked somebody or you wanted to maintain a relationship or whatever the case may be.
No, I never had a problem setting boundaries. Like if somebody I'm in a friendship with or a relationship with, they did something to me that I didn't like, I would tell them immediately. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, I'd give them a call like, yo, even male friends, I'm like, yo, the way you did that the other night in the club, I was like, that was kind of foul. I was like, I ain't gonna be around you if you're gonna rock. You know what I'm saying? You can't deal with me like that. I'm like, I'm a real one. I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? To have a conversation. And a lot of time, a lot of people offend you, and they might not even know that they offended you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then.
So let me ask you this: I want to learn a little bit more about like your childhood and stuff. So when you were raised, say if you lived in a house with your parents, did you always feel like you could talk to your parents, have conversations with your parents?
Never.
Really?
Nah, my parents was church folks, so they didn't want me to be like an artist. I used to draw. I still can draw. I used to paint. And I told them I wanted to be a rapper when I was real young, and they ain't wanted me to do none of the stuff I loved. So I cut off communication as a kid. I didn't talk to them at all.
So did you talk to other people to get that communication? Like, I'm just wondering, like, because most people, they do have issues either setting boundaries or, like I said, there's something that they probably have tolerated because maybe within their upbringing, they were taught something subliminally that worked for them as a child. Whether that be, okay, when my parent says be quiet, I need to be quiet. So then it translates into their adult relationships, and then they don't speak up when they need to, or just anything to that effect. And it sounds like you just did not struggle with that.
Nah, not at all. I was very expressive, but since I couldn't talk to them, I put it into poems. You know what I'm saying? So I had a little space in the basement where I would go and I would draw comics. I probably wrote and drew probably like 20 different comics, made up characters, wrote poems. And I just kept them to myself. They didn't even know that I had them.
Got you. What would you say is the craziest thing you've ever done for the sake of love?
For the sake of love? Send out 30 messages a day on POF.
That's how you play the numbers game. That's a good thing. A lot of people don't do that. But that's how you're supposed to date. Like they say you're supposed to cast a wide net, and then see who comes back. No, I need something crazier than that.
Crazier than that? That ain't crazy enough?
No, not at all. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You ain't done nothing crazy while in a relationship with anybody.
You said for love though.
For the sake of love.
Like I'm trying to save the relationship.
It could be save the relationship. It could be you upset and you do something crazy because you feel like in that moment it was love. Like, it could be something outrageous that somebody else probably wouldn't do for a significant other, but you did.
I don't know if I ever did nothing crazy.
I wish I had that, but I do not. Let me ask you this, and you may or may not have an answer to that. For this, who was the last person who trust you broke, and how did you heal from that?
You said I broke their trust?
And then how did you heal from that?
Wouldn't they be the one have to heal it?
They would have to heal, but I think people who also is on the other side, they have to heal as well, so they don't do it again. Look, retrospect. Look at yourself. Have you ever had a situation like that?
That I broke somebody's trust?
And it could be something small, but to them, it could be big. Like, I know, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Like, for me, I've always had issues setting boundaries. Always. Okay. I think I finally got to the point where where I can say no. Mm-hmm. But with me always being that yes person, and then I'm finally saying no, in a way I'm breaking that person's trust because they always felt like they could rely on me even through they dumbass decisions.
Right.
But when I finally step up and I say no, in a way I'm breaking their trust because they thought that they could trust me. And the way that I healed from that was knowing and understanding that I had to put myself first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So even when you're kind of in the right within a situation and you probably had to tell somebody no or something to that effect, right. How did you kind of mend yourself to not feel bad about it?
I don't know. I don't think I ever really broke nobody's trust. I really don't. Like, when I won 2019 Videographer of the Year at the Hip Hop Awards, when they let me do a speech, I said the key to forward progress is just to do everything you said you was going to do. You feel me? Just do what you're going to say you're going to do and be who you said you are. And it's different for me because I grew up in a household where I wasn't allowed to be myself. You know what I'm saying? So I come in any situation genuinely authentic because I was like, this is what I do. This is who I am.
So you had to hide yourself, though, to your parents. So were you authentic to your parents?
No. So
you weren't authentic to them?
They never asked me like what I was doing in the basement. They didn't ever peep. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was busy with the church and their jobs and stuff like that.
So you was able to just be yourself all the way around because they were kind of absent in a way.
Yeah, pretty much. It's different. It's different. It's just a different upbringing. And I think it just made me want to be authentic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like really push that. Like, be who you are. Be yourself. Do not lie to me because I'm not lying to you. I'm telling you exactly where I am and what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go. And I've been like that for a minute, so I don't know.
Got you. So growing up with your parents always being in the church and stuff like that, and you kind of them really not knowing who you are, would you say that in a way, you kind of had to fend for yourself, take care of yourself, mend your own feelings
Yeah.
in your own way?
I was suicidal when I was 17. I went through severe depression, and my girlfriend actually left me while I was in depression.
Wow.
Yeah, and that fucked me up for a long time. Fucked me up for like 2 or 3 years. But I had told her I was depressed and I was suicidal.
And you probably held that in, would you say, in a way?
Yeah. Held it in for a little while, and then she actually just stopped talking to me because she just couldn't relate to me no more. She's like, I don't understand why you're so sad. I'm like, I can't be myself. And she didn't get it, so she moved on, started dating somebody else. And we had been together for like, it was young love though. You know what I'm saying? So we was like together from like 15, 16, 17. We was planning on getting married when we turned 21.
Wow.
But when I turned depressed, she left quick, and I was like, yeah.
Where do you think that depression linked to?
I think it's important that you let people be who they are, even if they don't go along. Because my parents wanted me to play the keyboard at their church for the rest of my life. That's the only future they wanted for me. So I think you got to give kids opportunity to be who they are, even if you have expectations of what you think they should be.
You were living a double life kind of in your own way. I get that they were always gone and you were in the basement. You were able to kind of be yourself in the basement. Mm-hmm. But when you were around them...
But at school, too, because I was an art major at school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I graduated, I had finished all the art classes that the school ever offered. Like advanced art 4, I was that far. You feel me? So I got to be myself at school, too.
Got you. But still having a flip-flop.
Yeah.
It had to have been challenging.
Yeah, it was challenging. Like, they forced me to do piano. I used to cry at my lessons every time. Whew. But, yeah. And so I would be up there. They put me in front of the church and I play. But it was frustrating. But it's life. I mean, I'm not mad at them. You know what I'm saying? We good. But I just feel like, I was like, y'all didn't know that I was about to offer myself beyond that. I was like, it was too much. I was like, this ain't me. But y'all forcing me to be somebody that I'm not. And it just one of those things. But it's a lesson.
Yeah.
It's a lesson in that. So that's why I'm going to be talking about that. I got a book coming out either the end of this year or next year about my whole life.
I don't want to give too much away, but I want to know, how did you come out of this depression?
You really want to know what it was?
Yes.
I think part of it was I was in the hallway. I was 18, about to graduate. And the prettiest girl in the school, actually, I happened to be walking down the hallway. Mm-hmm. While I don't know where I was running to, and she grabbed me and told me I was cute. The prettiest girl, everybody know her name was Jessica, the finest girl in the school.
Yeah.
And I come telling her, hey, yo, Jessica told me I was cute. And nobody believed me because nobody else was in the hall. Nobody else saw it. And I was like, hold up. She think I'm cute. Maybe I am cute. So let me just use that as motivation. You feel me? I'm like,
I mean, that's fine. That you lit a little fire and you kept on going.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what did it for you.
And then I moved out my parents next year and I bought a microphone and I wrote a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So it was all good.
Got you. Okay. Thank you for going into that. I always like to just ask questions about like people's childhood and how they ended up coming to be. Okay. So when dating someone and seeking a long-term relationship, what do you look to teach or bring to the relationship?
I always say try to be of value to anybody that you meet, whether it's friendship or relationship. Just try to be of value. You know what I'm saying? If they need advice, if you don't know a lot about the subject, research it. You know what I'm saying? Like my girl has, she had endometriosis, and I didn't even know what that was.
Well, that had to have been a challenge when y'all first got started, like dating and stuff like that, and trying to.
I had to deal with her. Her cramps was like super hard. Like she would be crying. I had to take her to the hospital a lot of times. Had to get her stronger medicine. I just had to decide I'm gonna just do all my research on this topic, so I can know what she's going through, so I can be a help to her, so she just knows she's not in this by herself. So after my daughter was born, she had a hysterectomy, and so far the endometriosis ain't been acted up no more.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Now, my last question for you. What percentage of happiness do you feel your partner should be responsible for in a relationship?
Maybe 5%, 10% max.
Tell me why.
I think you got to find happiness just by yourself first. I don't think I feel like no matter what, people most likely gonna let you down. That's what I've learned through my experience in life. So you got to find happiness within. I wouldn't let nobody else control my happiness.
Got you. So within your relationships, because there's a lot of podcasts and stuff going on saying what women should be doing in a relationship for a man. When it comes to you, what would you say you expect from your woman? All of that stuff.
Just support my vision, and I'll be happy as hell. Just support what I'm trying to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I mean, you can cook something, and that'd be fire. But I cook. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got to. But I need support for the stuff I'm trying to do. That's what I think a lot of men, especially if they're trying to do something. I don't know if some dudes are chasing something or trying to do something, but for those that are, most likely they just need support.
It sounds like you're pretty supportive too, because then I was going to ask, how supportive are you with probably your woman's goals and dreams? But just the example that you gave before with your woman's condition, how supportive you were there. And then you said she also hung around entrepreneurs. How supportive are you when it comes to her goals?
1,000%, because I feel like she's there for mine. So we're both Libras. So my birthday is on October 19th, hers October 16th. So we kind of see the world the same way. Okay. You feel me? We feel like you get what you give. And if she's treating somebody good, like her friends, and they not treating her as good, I'm going to hear about it. Okay. She'd be like, so-and-so did this, and I would never do that to them. Why they do it to me? I was like, everybody not going to reciprocate, you know what I'm saying? Your goodness, you're a good, kind person, but everybody ain't like that.
Got you. Okay. Let me ask you this. Where can the audience find you? What projects do you have going on? Go down the list.
You can find me at thecreativemystro.com, or you can find me on IG, Twitter, Mystro the Creative. Right now, I'm putting finishing touches on an album. I decided to, even though I retired from being a performing artist in 2017, I had a lot of stuff to get off my chest. So I'm putting out a final album. I'm searching for a licensing deal. I want to try to publish the music and to get into like short films and video games. So me and my producer, that's our goal. We got the songs are already done.
Okay.
We just waiting on we're gonna shoot a music video, and that's gonna be my last album. I've already put out 15 mixtapes and 3 albums since I was 20. So this is gonna be my last album. I'm also working on a book. It's 60% done. It's gonna be promoted by United Creatives in California. They trying to help me get it into stores like Target. They're gonna help me get a commercial spot on NBC in California. Wow. So basically, those are the 2 things really I'm concentrating. And then my weekly show on YouTube, Ill Reviews. I do that every week. So if anybody want to check that out, it's cool. If you're an unsigned artist, I do review unsigned artists. It's a small fee, but I'll make you a video and review all your music and promote you. And still run Innovative Media ATL. That's my company. I do custom t-shirts, graphics, video editing, videography, photography. So yeah, holler at me if you need some work. Let's work.
Awesome. Y'all check Mystro out. Thank you so much for making the time and coming on the show.
No, thank you. Thank you.
And until next time.